Welcome to the video on the Mega Backdoor Roth, often called the secret wealth hack. In this episode, we will unpack what it is, how it works, who can use it, and the critical pitfalls to avoid. To begin, we will set the stage with a quick overview and then progressively build up to details like ordering rules, 5-year clock nuances, and the difference between rollovers and distributions. Next, we will walk through a safe execution checklist and finish with quizzes and a summary so you can confidently assess whether this strategy applies to you. Here is our agenda. First, what the Mega Backdoor Roth is. Second, how the strategy works. Third, the Roth ordering rule and the 5-year trap nuance. Fourth, how rollover differs from distribution. Fifth, the plan eligibility requirements. Sixth, a step-by-step safe execution guide. Then, we will do short quizzes to reinforce learning. Finally, we will close with key pitfalls and a concise wrap-up. Now that you know the roadmap, let us start with the basics. Before we dive in, this video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered tax, legal, or investment advice. Your situation may be different based on your employer plan, income, residency, and tax rules. Therefore, consult a qualified tax professional or fiduciary advisor before implementing this strategy. With that important context set, let us transition to understanding what the Mega Backdoor Roth actually is. The Mega Backdoor Roth is a plan-dependent maneuver that lets certain employees contribute significant after-tax dollars into their 401k plan and then quickly roll those funds into a Roth IRA. The objective is to exploit much higher contribution limits available to after-tax 401k contributions compared with Roth IRAs. By immediately rolling to a Roth IRA, you aim for tax-free growth going forward. However, it only works if your employer plan allows both after-tax contributions and in-service rollovers. With that definition in mind, let us move on to the exact playbook. Here is the playbook. First, understand and maximize your regular 401k options. Second, add after-tax contributions if your plan allows them, up to the combined plan and IRS limits. Third, initiate an in-service rollover to a Roth IRA as soon as possible to minimize any pre-rollover earnings. Fourth, the goal is to have near zero earnings on the after-tax funds before the rollover so that the conversion is non-taxable. Fifth, once inside the Roth IRA, the growth is tax-free if the general Roth rules are met. Now that we have the mechanics, let us examine the withdrawal ordering rule and the 5-year traps. Roth IRA withdrawals follow a strict ordering rule. First, direct contributions are deemed withdrawn. Second, conversions are accessed. Earnings are last and can be penalized if taken early. Mega Backdoor Roth dollars arrive in your Roth IRA as conversions, not as regular contributions. That distinction drives how and when you can access them. The key nuance is that non-taxable conversions, where you rolled immediately and avoided earnings, can be accessed without triggering a 5-year conversion penalty clock that applies to taxable conversions. With this key nuance clarified, let us go deeper into the 5-year rule mechanics and why immediate rollovers matter. Let us summarize the ordering rule and the 5-year nuance in a concise, Markdown-style recap. First, the withdrawal priority is contributions, then conversions, then earnings. Second, Mega Backdoor Roth dollars arrive as conversions. Third, if your rollover is non-taxable, meaning virtually zero pre-rollover earnings, then that converted principal is generally not subject to a separate 5-year conversion penalty clock. By contrast, taxable conversions usually do have their own 5-year clock for penalty purposes. Therefore, the practical goal is to initiate the in-service rollover quickly to keep earnings minimal and the conversion non-taxable. With that foundation, let us address a critical confusion between rollovers and distributions. Let us compare two similar-sounding but very different actions. An in-service rollover is a transfer from your plan to a Roth IRA while you are still employed, done as a non-taxable movement when properly executed. It is designed to avoid early withdrawal penalties. In contrast, an in-service distribution is when you actually take money out of the plan, which can trigger taxes and potentially the 10% early withdrawal penalty if you are under 59.5. The terminology matters, and mistakes can be costly. With that warning in mind, let us move into a step-by-step safe execution checklist. Follow these steps to execute safely. First, confirm your employer plan allows both after-tax contributions and in-service rollovers. Second, ensure you have a Roth IRA open and ready to receive funds. Third, enable the after-tax sub-account in your 401k. Fourth, schedule frequent rollovers, for example monthly or as allowed, to minimize pre-rollover earnings. Fifth, make sure your request is a non-taxable in-service rollover, not a distribution. Sixth, document everything including statements and confirmations. Seventh, if you are unsure about any step, coordinate with a tax professional. With the process established, let us test your understanding with a quick quiz. Quiz time. The question is, which funds are considered first when withdrawing from a Roth IRA? The options are conversions, earnings, direct contributions, or pro rata across all sources. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is direct contributions. The ordering rule is contributions first, then conversions, and lastly earnings. Now that we have reinforced the ordering rule, let us continue with a second quiz on the 5-year nuance for non-taxable conversions. Here is the second quiz. Do non-taxable Mega Backdoor Roth conversions generally require a 5-year wait to withdraw the converted principal without penalty? Options are yes always, no not if the conversion was entirely non-taxable due to immediate rollover, only if you are over age 59 and a half, or it depends on pro rata rules. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is no. Not if the conversion was entirely non-taxable due to immediate rollover. When you minimize earnings so the conversion is non-taxable, the 5-year conversion penalty clock generally does not apply to the converted principal. With that clarified, let us equip you with a concise checklist of plan features to verify. Use this checklist to confirm eligibility and smooth execution. You need after-tax 401k contributions enabled, in-service rollovers permitted, and a Roth IRA ready to receive conversions. It is helpful if the plan offers frequent processing to minimize earnings. Ensure the paperwork clearly states rollover rather than distribution. Lower plan fees are a nice-to-have during the short time funds may sit in the plan. Next, let us visualize the full flow with a dedicated diagram. This flowchart illustrates the end-to-end process from paycheck to after-tax 401k subaccount, then a decision point on whether the plan allows in-service rollovers. If yes, the flow proceeds to an immediate rollover to a Roth IRA, with an annotation emphasizing that minimizing time reduces earnings. The Roth IRA node highlights tax-free growth and the fact that Roth ordering rules apply. A separate caution call-out warns not to request a distribution, which could trigger taxes and penalties. This visual ties together the operational steps and the critical safeguards. Now let us map the timing nuances related to 5-year rules. This timeline contrasts two paths. The first path is a non-taxable Mega Backdoor Roth conversion achieved via immediate rollover and minimal earnings. This path generally does not impose a separate 5-year conversion penalty on the converted principal. The second path shows a taxable conversion scenario, where a 5-year conversion clock applies and early withdrawals of converted principal could face penalties. A standing note reminds that earnings are always accessed last and may be penalized if taken early. With timing clarified, let us distill the common pitfalls and how to avoid them. Here are the common pitfalls. First, confusing an in-service rollover with an in-service distribution. Second, allowing earnings to accumulate before the rollover, which can make the conversion taxable. Third, assuming all plans allow after-tax contributions and in-service rollovers when many do not. Fourth, ignoring Roth ordering rules, which govern access and penalties. Fifth, failing to keep records of conversions and after-tax basis, which are needed for tax reporting. Having identified the pitfalls, let us summarize the essential takeaways. To wrap up, the Mega Backdoor Roth combines after-tax 401k contributions with immediate in-service rollovers to a Roth IRA. The Roth ordering rule determines access, contributions first, conversions second, earnings last. You can avoid the 5-year conversion penalty trap by keeping your conversion non-taxable through immediate rollovers that minimize earnings. Never confuse a rollover with a distribution, and remember that availability depends entirely on your employer plan features. Document everything and consult a professional if you are unsure. Finally, let us close with a quick thank you and a call to action. Thank you for watching. If this video helped clarify the Mega Backdoor Roth, please like the video, share it with someone who could benefit, and subscribe for more clear, actionable content. I would also love to hear your questions and your own experiences with plan rules and rollovers in the comments. See you in the next episode.